I really hope those Arsenal players really take in that guard of honour, because that guard of honour is going to be there for the rest of their lives. It's going to stay with us Arsenal fans for the rest of our lives as well, because anytime we try to banter a Liverpool fan about absolutely anything, they're just going to play this clip. And just like Manchester United all those years ago where we had to clap off Robin van Persie, now today we have clapped off the Liverpool players and the club because they won the Premier League, and deservedly so, and they were the best team in the country. Not any of this we were the best team and this excuse, that excuse. There's no excuses for Liverpool winning the Premier League this season because they won it very, very comfortably. And putting that to the side, I thought the Liverpool fans themselves were really, really funny. I mean, some of the banners that they had up, the tifos, the one with Arteta where he's the bridesmaid but not the bride, and I think they had another one for Odegaard with the camera. I just thought Liverpool fans were absolutely hilarious, and they have every right to run their banter because they won the title, and essentially now they can do what they want. They can make as much fun as they want, and Arsenal just have to take it and see what they can do next season, but that's going to be another thing in itself. Yes, the game was 2-2, but I thought that Liverpool were dominant in some spells, but I don't know how they allowed Arsenal to really get back into the game. I think they just relaxed when it came to the second half. I thought the defence between Saliba and White and just the whole back line, there was not enough communication there, and I think that Saliba, it's been quite a couple of games now that he's been off form, and I wouldn't even say it's off form. I just think that he just hasn't been as focused. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know why he's switched off so much in these last couple of games, but it's really worrying to see it. I hope that he can get himself back into it. But look, there's only 2 more games left in the Premier League. After that, he can go and the rest of the players can go and relax and try and reset themselves for next season. But this is some worrying stuff from Saliba. And I think that some of the goals that they scored were Saliba's fault, because I think just being able to get that extra effort, if that makes sense, or that extra precision to get the ball quicker than the other team, whether it's Diaz or whether it's Gakpo. I think there were goals that could have been stopped if there was just a bit more awareness by what's going on around them, but they scored the goal both of their goals within a minute or two, which was absolutely crazy in itself. But it was good to see some players perform well in this game. But before I get into that, Raya, that was one of the worst games I've ever seen you play. The distribution was bad. I saw you kick the ball out of the pitch so many times. You were at fault for Merino's red card, because Merino would have never got a red card if you had passed the ball better or passed it to Saliba or just done something else with the ball, because the minute Merino got that red card, you decided to literally launch the ball up as much as you could and go and long ball it as much as you could. But you know what? It is what it is. You need to perform better, and you have been quite erratic over the last couple of months, to be honest with you. But hopefully these are things you can improve and just play it simple, mate. That's all we can expect from you. I thought Saka, he missed an absolute sitter. He wasn't at his best today, and he can have an off day, but I just thought that from him it just wasn't the best game from him, to be quite honest with you. But other than that, I think as a team it was okay. It was good that we came back in the game, and now I want to go over to the positives. Martinelli, the minute you came into the striker position, you looked so much better. The runs you were making, you got that header which caught everyone by surprise. I didn't think you were going to score that, but you did. And I just thought that if maybe you were able to get a touch from one of those through balls from the midfield, then maybe you could have scored another one. But what can you do? You got a goal. I thought you put in a lot of effort, and I'm happy to see you were doing well today. And especially another player that I really want to talk about is Martin Ødegaard, because my God, where the hell has this guy been this entire season? The way he was playing today, the through balls he was making, the shot that he took that allowed Merino to get his goal, that's all I want from him. I just want him to be in those attacking positions and just shoot the ball. And it makes you question what the hell has Mikel Arteta told him, in which is the reason why he doesn't shoot the ball as much anymore. I don't know why he doesn't shoot the ball as much as he used to. He's only got about 2-3 goals this entire season, and for a player of his quality, it's ridiculous. And I don't know what Mikel Arteta has told him. I don't know what tactics he's told him to do in terms of whether it's transition or whether if he shoots it may cause certain problems. Look, you can't just restrict your player like that. You can't restrict your captain like that. And I think that's been one of the main reasons why he's received so much criticism this entire season, and why there's talks about the captaincy being changed to someone else, and that's another debate in itself. But I think as a player, one of the main things I can say about Martin Ødegaard is that he's a much better player when you allow him to shoot. And I don't understand what tactic or what formation or what you can say to players and that tells them to tell them not to shoot, because how else are you going to score goals? You don't have a striker. Clearly, you find it hard to score goals, and you're telling one of your main talisman players to not shoot. It doesn't make sense. I don't care what tactics you decide to pull out. I don't care what formation or what sort of philosophy you want to put on the football pitch, but we need some answers from Mikel Arteta. And I think our Ødegaard needs to come out himself, because I don't think it's right that he's been allowed to be put out to dry like that, because we've seen what his quality is and we've seen what he's been able to do for Arsenal. I remember in the 22-23 season, the goals he was able to score there, and that'll help us get through games. So I really don't know what's going on, because today I saw a completely different Martin Ødegaard, a Martin Ødegaard that looked like just how he was probably a season ago or 2 seasons ago. And it's really baffling, it's really strange, and I hope next season he's given more of the license, or he just decides for himself to shoot. Because I think one of the criticisms I have of him as a captain is that I know you need to listen to the manager. I know the manager sets out tactics. I know that if you don't follow certain instructions you may get benched, but I think if you are the captain, if you're on the main talisman of the club, you have to have that sort of trust and ability to change things when the tactics and the formations or the instructions aren't going your way. And I think for Odegaard, I think from that side of things, in terms of the responsibilities that he has on the pitch, I don't think he'd done that enough. I think even against PSG, when I made that video where I was disappointed with him, yes, he had that shot against Donnarumma, but I wanted more. I wanted him to shoot a lot more. When he was getting into spaces where he could have got a shot off, he didn't take it. And that's one of the main criticisms that I have of Odegaard, because I think he's a much better player than what he's been showing this season, but for some whatever godforsaken reason, why he just doesn't shoot the ball. And you can put that to Arteta, you can put that down to an injury, you can put that down to a whole range of things, but it's been absolutely ridiculous that we haven't seen this Martin Ødegaard as much this season. And we can only hope that next season we can see an unrestricted Ødegaard, an Ødegaard that is more attacking, that shoots more, that gets more goals, because that is his quality. Overall, I think it's good that we came back 2-2 in this game. I think it's unfortunate for Merino to get that red card. I mean, come on, that was an obvious red. No one can complain about that. And it's going to be tough against Newcastle, because God knows what's going to happen at home against them with Isak and Gomez and all them lot, because they've had our number this season. I just hope that we can get a good game against them, just to sort of build momentum in for next season, because the worst thing we can do is go out with a whimper. Let's at least try and win the next couple of games and just be hopeful about the future and just really build some momentum in for next season, because literally that's the only thing they can do. Overall, this whole game just felt kind of empty, because there wasn't really much to play for other than just pride. Yeah, it's 2-2. Maybe Arsenal could have got another goal, because I thought the momentum was on our side before the red card, but I think from Liverpool's side, I think they'll be kicking themselves that they didn't finish off the game. I think they could have scored 3 or 4 goals within that first half, and I think a 2-goal cushion was enough, but I think they just switched off and they didn't see Arsenal scoring those goals. They definitely didn't expect Odegaard to shoot that shot, and ultimately Arsenal were able to come back. So overall, it was an okay performance out at Anfield. A draw is a draw. It's at Anfield. It's a tough stadium to go to, and let's just see what we can do in the next match against Newcastle. I mean, this has been a very annoying season. It's been upsetting as well for a lot of reasons, especially with the Premier League. But I think today I'm more upset about the fact where with Martin Ødegaard, we all know what type of player he is and we all know what he can do, and we just ask ourselves, where the hell has he been this entire season? Because to do that today, we needed that a lot earlier on in the Premier League, and especially in the Champions League. But anyhow, that's the end of this video. Hope to see you all in the next one, and let's just see what happens against Newcastle.